Hello, Knights of the Frozen Throne fam. So we finally reached a stage where Blizzard has revealed every single card in the set. So because of the volume of cards, I'll try to keep all the, rares and epics quite brief, unless of course I personally believe that they're going to play a significant role in the next meta in games, and I will obviously exaggerate a little bit more. But today's focus will be on the legendaries that got revealed. So we're going to move on past these guys. So give your taunt +2/2, just synergizes with that and all the other taunt cards possibly. Nash is basically a version of your hero power. Toxic arrow, deal 2 damage if it survives, gives it poisonous. That's a bit of a tricky one. I don't know if Hunter can really afford to do 2 damage to a minion just to give it poisonous. I think he'd just rather run poisonous or Venom Strike Trap. I don't know if it's worthy of epic, but anyway. Moving on. So Mage is finished. Ebonhawk we've talked about, is going to be nuts. That is from the last set, League of Explorers, except instead of a minion it's a spell. So it's 1 mana cheaper because of that. Yeah, good, I'm recording, cool. Spectral Pillager, combo, deal damage equal to the number of cards you've played this turn. So I'm thinking like a miracle turn, right, where you have instead of revolving around maybe Gadget's End, you revolve around this and Valera the Hollow. So I don't know if this can deal like massive amounts of damage a turn. I don't really see that happening. Possibly under 10, I feel like at tops. It wouldn't be like OTK someone with this one card. That's just not something possible. Throw your weapon at a minion. It deals its damage, then returns to your hand. Wait, what? Throw your weapon. So does the weapon return to your hand or this? I'm not too sure about that. I'm sure we can figure that out when the expansion launches. Oh, here we go. Warlock. Yes, Warlock indeed. So, Blood Reaver Gul'dan. Now, Gul'dan has always embraced the dark side, so him being even darker just doesn't really... We'll go this way. We're not going to question it, okay? So, a lot of people had the impression that it was going to be summon all the minions discarded this game, but I feel like that would have just really cemented Warlock into the discard synergy, and as a lot of you know, synergy can be a bit iffy, and that's fair enough. But this, summon all your friendly minions that have died this game. So this acts like a Mazoth, but for demons. So we got Despicable Dreadlord, Dread Inferno. Maybe if you play this after Jiraxxus. So, for example, you've popped Jiraxxus' hero power a couple of turns and they've all been destroyed. And, Jiraxxus doesn't really have any way of gaining health, so by popping this you can maybe get outside of reach of lethal from any sort of cards and summon a board of 3 6/6s plus any demons that might have died, like Fellhounds. Fellhounds or Doomguards, and yeah, so I think this will be fun to play. Maybe in even Trump's handlock version. I know I keep saying that a lot, but I really like to play that deck. It's really fun. So maybe even with Cabal Trafficker, this could be pretty good. And cards like Defile just allow you to play, roleplay, Gul'dan a bit more. Drain Soul, deal 2 damage to a minion and steal its HP. Yeah, not too bad. I think with all these cards, there's a potential for it to even be a Kazakus style deck. Give me another second. Excuse me. Yeah, here we go. Scourge Lord Garrosh. Equip 4/3 Shadowmourne that deals damage to adjacent minions. So you sort of become like Knuckles, basically. And its hero power is, we'll discuss a little bit later. And you moving on. Death Remnant. It's like a reverse Frothing Berserker. You gotta play it at the end of combo or whatever's on the field. Now, Forge of Souls. I'm thinking, will this be seen in Pirate Warrior? Because there's a lot of times where, well, personally I haven't experienced it, but I feel like drawing Arcanite Reaper is pretty good, or even the fact that upgrade happens so much. But if you feel that for whatever reason, maybe you're playing some sort of cheaper version of Pirate Warrior, because it is an expensive deck, maybe you can play this. Yeah, I don't really see it being played in Control. In Control usually 2 Gorehounds. But the chances of you being able to remove everything up until then is pretty good. Now. Ho 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 ho! Drum roll, please. Now, the Lich King. Okay, the Lich King. So at the end of it's a taunt. Shoutouts to that. So at the end of your turn, add a random Deathknight card to your hand. So a lot of you may not be aware or watch the stream. I certainly did not. It was quite an investment in my time before I had to go to work. But basically, the Deathknight card is not actually the Deathknight hero. It is a card that is like a spell or a weapon, sort of like how Ysera gives you value cards at the end of your turn. It's basically like a Ysera but with taunt, more attack, less HP, and sort of protects your face a bit more than Ysera. Now, Arthas is a legendary 4-mana 2/2 beast death rattle, gives you a random card. I don't think this is amazing on its own, even with that just single one. I feel like it's not a good use of 4 mana personally, but you know, if you get this from Druid Macaw, winning, like, it just feels so strong because mid-range hunters sometimes run out of cards so quickly, so this will be just nuts for that, I guess. Like, yeah, it just seems really strong overall. We'll just scroll down to the cards we're talking about. So these are the tokens I'm talking about. Can you see on the screen? Cool. So these are the cards that give you sort of like Ysera. Obviously the Lich King keeps giving it to you as long as he survives. Now, deal 3 damage to all minions, so sort of like a mini Hellfire without the personal damage. Army of the Dead. Remove the top 5 cards from your deck and summon any minions that have been removed. Wow. That's insane. For example, that's just insane, right? I think that's pretty insane. I don't think this would play in the aggro because of the heavy 8 mana cost and then followed by this. But in a control game, let's say you're versing, well, a taunt warrior that's completed their quest, and you know, for whatever reason you don't really have much of a board, and you have to obviously make sure that they've played their brawl. Then you play Army of the Dead, and suddenly the odds are slightly in your more favor, so you can keep pushing for damage and sort of turn the game around. Excellent. And AoE has always just been excellent every way. Steal a minion from your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. So this is quite good, maybe if you're like in a fatigue mode or you just need more resources, then this gives you it. So I believe steal is you completely take it, so it's yours, I think. Yeah. Doesn't say copy. Doom Pack. Destroy all the minions and remove the top card from each of your deck for each minion destroyed. So, for example, if you get this, followed by, you're playing on Taunt Warrior, right? And they've got heaps of things. This guarantees you're going to kill them. Well, your Fireball will at least hit face because you removed everything on the board. Frostmourne. Summon every minion killed by this weapon. Insane. It's basically like the Game of Thrones, right? This is the White Walk. The Lich King is the Night Walking King. And yeah, 7 mana 5/3 is really good in a control matchup. Like a lot of decks, for example, I'll just keep using Taunt Warrior because that's a deck that I've seen the most and sort of helped build for my girlfriend. But basically, sometimes, you know, it's always a bit of a luck to see if the Fireball hits face, and it might just be like, you know, 5 damage that you're away from lethal. You get 3 chances to hit them in the face with this. Insane. And, you know, Death Coil, same thing. You know, if you're missing 5 damage and you get this, done, easy. Or you can heal, obliterate, destroy a minion, but you take damage for it. So, you know, sometimes you want to get rid of, let's say, I don't know, the 4/8 dragon that deals 2 damage to everything. That's just good. And this is just a buff, like it can't be targeted by anti-magic shell. So this doesn't stack because it also affects itself, and this is a spell. But basically these are the 8 value cards you get from Lich King. Let me know in the comments to know which one you'll be most hyped to see. Now, a lot of people might be concerned, particularly the free-to-play community, that you might not get the Lich King and you can't roleplay in these awesome things. And you know what? You can, because it's neutral card. Any cast can sort of get it, in the fact that I'll just say 3 words. I'll even try to impersonate it.
Out of my jungle!
That guy. So he says it obviously a lot better than me, but you have a chance to get the Lich King in the taunt. So, you know, as long as you chuck a couple of those in your deck, I'm sure you can at least experience the Lich King sometime in your games. Because usually at the start of every expansion, competitive decks are, you know, obviously being refined, but a lot of people just play it for the fun of it, and that's the best time to play it. That's usually how it is every expansion. Of course, you do have the occasional, like, someone making a possibly more disgusting version of Pirate Royal and they just smack you, but for the most part, you still have the opportunity to even play those guys. Now, let's talk about some of the heroes. Okay, so Blade Storm is Scourge Lord Garrosh's hero power. Deal 1 damage to all minions. So, I know a Berserker that will be quite frothing at this hero power. Okay, that's too terrible. Anyway, we're moving on. It basically allows you to execute in the late game and stuff like that. Blade Storm plus, well, we can't do it on the same turn, but Blade Storm, and then maybe next turn you can play your beast that destroys all damaged minions. Now, gul'dan, summon all demons to your hand. I feel like this might fit in the handlock. It is a very big cost card, no doubt. You have to somehow really rely on cards like Defile and stuff like that. But what's most interesting to me is Life Siphon. Deal 3 damage and you take it. So obviously it's the most versatile and possibly the most strongest hero power. Let me have a look. Yeah, basically I feel like it's the most reliable and strongest hero power of all the Deathknights, purely because of its cost. But you know, 3 damage plus gain 3 health. That's really good. That's basically like Plague Lord, but you get both effects. Obviously, you know, the 4 horsemen and stuff like that is very fancy and all that, but this can just, you know, take care of it. Because I play this turn 9, you play this turn 10, they summon 2. They can't stop a hero power, can they? There might be a way, but for the most part, you know, just get rid of it. Get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. So I really hope Control Warlock, or some form of Warlock, really climbs up from tier 4 to tier 3 at the very least. Let's see what the cards we have to discuss. Freeze your other minions. Battlecry. Nope. Give a friendly minion +1 spell damage. 2 mana, 2/3. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. Warlock Dread Scale, +1 lifesteal. So yeah, this is insane. If you ever get it for free, I don't know if you play this straight up at the start. Usually 1 mana 1/1s aren't that impactful, but if you get this for free, then you have like, you know, war leaders, that's like GG. Whenever this minion attacks, deal 2 damage to the enemy hero, so that's a dream. Like, you can just get pinged off. Like, the only example I can't think of is like Priest in Arena, and you just smack them with that. Yeah, 2 mana Divine Shield +1 spell damage, seems pretty good. Gain +1/+1 for each minion that has died this turn. It's like a scavenging ghoul, right? If it's your opponent turn, summon a 2/1 ghoul. Remains on the board. Battlecry, summon 2 1/1s. Skeletons. Not bad, not bad. Whenever your weapon is destroyed, gain +1/+1. So is it destroyed even in the fact that you lose it? Like after you've, let's say, used 2 Arcanite charges, is that it? Does that count as destroyed? I'm not too sure, but maybe this might see a play in some heavy weapon deck or something like that. Alright, Halldor, whenever this man takes damage, gain +2 attack. So maybe in even the warrior quest this will be included in. +2 spell damage. Bloodworm, 4/4 lifesteal, 2/5 poisonous. So these are all basically cards that we've already known to exist in some shape or form. They just come with different stats and different costs and blah blah blah. Cost 0 if your hero was healed. If you're playing Priest and you get that for free, it's pretty good. If it's your opponent's turn, summon a 8/8. How do you get that to be? So if you can somehow pop this, will be obviously amazing. Yeah, whenever you play a card, remove the top 3 cards of your deck. I don't think it's removed, right? Not discard, but I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, I don't think it was like a 4 mana 6/6 maybe, but a 4 mana 5/5 is it's okay. Dathriki Enchanter. At the end of your turn, your effects trigger twice. So like you get, you know, this combos with Lich King, but it just seems too greedy to include both of them. One of them already seems greedy enough. Give a random minion a lifesteal minion in your hand +2/+2, so it's like a buff basically. Discard all your weapons and gain from your hand and gain their stats. So example I can think of, if you play Control Warrior very well, you just use this, you lose 2 Gorehouse and you get what? A 20 to 8 one? Seems alright, seems alright. So these are very extreme examples that I'm using. But yeah, so I'm definitely going to buy more packs for this new expansion, RIP Wallet. But I think this is probably one of the more exciting sets. Like Ungoro with the introduction of quests made it really fun. Unfortunately, we've only seen a few quests being played, like Taunt Warrior, Exodia Mage, and that's it. All the other cards haven't been quite meta, and these don't have any 1-drops, so it doesn't really help the quest. Oh, I guess we have time, just a bit of time to suss what the current quest is. Summon cards that like cost with 5 attack. That's one. Yeah, that's it. We'll just count in the class sets itself. We won't sort of consider the neutral cards. I'll let you guys figure that out. 1-drops, none. Cards that haven't started in your deck. Here we go. Oh no, that's a minion. Oh no, this like you can get you another one of those. So yeah, it's possible. Yeah. If that gets you battle cry, that adds a spell. There you go. Boom. Buff any guys. I don't really see anything that buffs it. Oh, that. Yeah, 1. But I don't think it's really used for that. And 2. Okay, maybe. But still, the quest for Paladin isn't gonna. I don't think it's gonna see much play when you got stuff like Uther dropping down in control for real. Now, Death Rattle. For sure, I think will be seen. Even with just the addition of this card. This makes it so much more crazy, really. This. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And we'll see about that. But I don't want to talk about it. I don't know what to say about it really. Summon copies of a certain card. Yeah, Death Rattle, Baron, Bone Baron. No, a bit too slow, right? Yeah, too slow. Yep, too slow. And it's Death Rattle, so it's not even an instant effect like Firefly. But you know, got nerfed anyway. No one really plays it. Murlocs. Yep. Tick tick. Adds to the quest. Discard. Yeah, tick, 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 2 ticks. Yeah, control. I don't really think it needed any taunt anyway. It's in a good spot, to be honest. Yeah. So those are the cards. Like this video, comment on this video, even subscribe to my channel. Just feel free to increase the activity of this video. Let me know what you guys and girls think of the latest expansion to come with a full set of all the cards out, so now we can judge the strength of each card, every set, every legendary, rada. Tell me which one you're most excited to play. I'm very excited to hear what you guys can think, and despite me saying to myself that, you know, I'd only craft cards that are, you know, meta breaking and sort of helps you win in the competitive ladder, I've always sort of leaned towards having fun, so most likely you're going to see me roleplay gul'dan. I'm not going to lie, I'm that weak. And I just love to play Warlock of all kinds. So yeah, looking forward to see you guys in the expansion in a couple of days to come. So good luck, have fun, and I'll see you all soon. Take care now. Bye!